Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Sagittarius. If Sagittarius is your solar, lunar, ascendant/rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's see, what do these tea leaves have to say today? Let's see if we can move this just a little bit, get a little more light. All right. Okay, Sagittarius, so this is a bonus reading coming out on Saturday. Saturdays are our bonus reading days. And if you haven't subscribed yet, or if you begin to watch this and think, hey, I want to subscribe, please go ahead and do that. It is free. It costs you nothing. We would love for you to be part of the community here. All right, let's see what the tea leaves have to say today. And our card for this reading is the Hierophant. I always call it the Hierophant, but my husband says it's the Hierophant. I'm pretty good at making up my own pronunciations of things. All right. So, yeah. So, we have a person here. Okay, you can see the head, the arm, the feet. Now here we have, it looks like a person in between, and then we have what looks like, it looks like a pig to me. It really, with the snout and the ears. And we're face to face, right? We're face to face. We have a fire underneath. We have a little heart right here. Okay. And so I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, and this has a lot to do with the Hierophant card, an energy of challenging ideas. Somebody who has ideas, beliefs, devotions, dogma, whatever it is, that can be kind of challenging. They can be kind of rigid. You know, they're really locked into what they feel, what they believe, what they think things are and how they should be. You know, and we all know these kinds of people. We do. We might even be one of these kinds of people. Now, it doesn't have to span all of our life, all of our beliefs, all of the sectors of being, but it might be something you or they are very passionate about, something that is central to their experience. Okay. And I look at this and I think it really feels like there's some conflict here. This is something that you can never agree on. This is something that always kind of is that little schism in the relationship. But that being said, I think that this is somebody who you love very much, and they maybe are one of the closest people in your life. Okay? And I think here, it's less about, getting on the same page. It's less about trying to sway somebody, change their understanding through intense debate, lecturing, anything like this, and more about the exercise of letting go of the need to connect in this way, to be on the same level, to see things the same way, looking past that. embracing this person for who they are to you, versus beliefs they may hold right now, even if they are problematic. You know, and this is the thing. This is the thing that we've talked about in my readings. This is the thing that I think about a lot, especially in the last 5 years or so, but throughout my whole life, you know, just the kind of life I've led, the places that I have been, really into the art scenes, really into music scenes. A lot of people that have really passionate beliefs and opinions about things, which, wonderful, you know. But I think it can be quite limiting when, you know, we can't see past somebody's understandings of something, or their beliefs, or, you know, even if it's something that, you know, it just it does not serve the family well, the community well, whatever. Okay. You know, and in the last years, it really hit a fever pitch, especially in the United States where I'm at. Okay. And when I look at this, when I look at the way that, you know, the world is divided in many ways, fractured in many ways, as it always has been and maybe always will be. It's just shifting, right? I don't really think a lot about what sides and what beliefs and this and that. I think about how pained people must be, to not be able to connect with the people they love. How pained people must be to have really, you know, strong, unmoving ideas about things. So much so that they would ruin relationships. They would, you know, maybe ruin the circumstances of their life for these opinions. You know, that may change, really, you know. And how lonely, how isolating, how in some ways it could be so, it could be self-sabotaging, right? It's almost like some kind of self-harm. Because they, you know, a lot of people know. And I think there is a lot of this kind of almost, oppositional thing that happens. But then I look at things like this and I think, and I see the Hierophant, and I think about the people I know in my life, especially people who are on a journey of love, a journey of, you know, opening, unfurling, okay? And learning to not push away things that are challenging. We don't have to take them into ourselves. We do not have to abide anybody else's beliefs or understandings. But, you know, to be a support to our neighbors, to our brothers, our kin, our loved ones, our sisters, our mothers, our, you know, problematic aunts and uncles, whoever it is, right? And have boundaries, of course. Okay. But to love people, even when, you know, you perceive them to be wrong, even when you perceive them to be completely out of touch, uneducated, not in the know, not up on the language, whatever it is. You know, these, when we are able to, you know, just try to be with people, support people with love in a way that is kind. That's what I believe changes things. You know. And I look at this and I see we have the heart, we have the fire, and there is that sense of just love there. I might not understand, hey, I might not agree with you, but I love you. I'm going to be here for you. And that's what tames the beast, right? That love. And this is a connection that it's not going to be broken. It might not be as close as you wish because, and this will be a little on the nose, because of the pig-headed nature of it, of these deeply held beliefs. And the other thing is really too, and I've had to learn this, and I won't get into specifics, but I will tell you that where I live is very much different than how I was raised, where I'm from, and my, ethnic background. A lot different than where I'm at. So, not always easy, right? But, I have found, in reality, most people, I would say, are kind people. I would say there are a lot of people who have been conditioned by their circumstances. Okay, and ultimately, and this, is something I can't speak too deeply on because I am privileged in a lot of ways. But, ultimately, I think that most people just don't know how to connect with one another, right? And I look at this and let me also just say, though, we should not let people abuse us or hurt us or, these kinds of things. I have that ferociousness in me. Don't get me wrong. But, I think ultimately as we walk quietly through life in many ways, doing the work, focused on our healing, focused on ending these generational traumas, the conditioning, outmoded beliefs, understandings. We can't do that trying to hurt one another, going tit for tat and all of that. There has to be better ways. I look at this and I see a connection, even where it's difficult. And I turn this over and I see also we have a wilderness deity, okay, with the antlers, holding the candles, okay, walking into the emotional realm, into the metaphysical. And I just imagine, just such a serene and beautiful and enduring state. If you can imagine a landscape that is, really snowy and kind of cold, and there are evergreens, and there's, the holy person or satyr or, horned one, whatever it is, this kind of deer adorned priest, hierophant, okay, holding the light in the darkest nights into the wilderness, lighting the way. There's such peace there. If you've ever been in the snow at night or in a place where it is snowing, you would know that it is so very quiet and such an insulated sound. The air because it is so cold, doesn't have the moisture. So sound does travel far. You hear an animal crying, a bobcat or a coyote or something, and it echoes for miles. But as you walk and as you breathe, it's a very, very insulated, kind of like a soundproofed room a little bit. And you can hear your own heart beating and the crackling of the moisture in your breath going into the air. And there's something so clear about it. You look at the sky, and if there are no clouds, it is crystal clear. It is a million stars twinkling. And I look at this and I feel there is a tenderness, there's an openness, and there is a weight lifted off the heart. There's to have a clean heart right now, right? You are just living your life. You are about the work, the spiritual work, the emotional work, probably the mundane work. That is what holds up everything else. And it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful time. It's a wonderful thing to find a way, however you can. Sometimes it is nearly impossible, but to live with as little conflict in your life as you can, especially with those who are around you, especially with those who you have chosen to relate yourself to or continue to stay related to because they're blood and you've grown up together and you stick to your family. You know, and to be able to find a way to not be in a constant battle, right? Trying to prove who's wrong, who's right. You know, that's a lovely feeling, even just in moments. When we get to a point in life where we just are not arguing with people, you know, besides, for me, I don't really argue with anybody except for my 3-year-old sometimes, you know, brushing teeth and that kind of thing. But you know, it just, it's amazing how much room you have to focus on other things when your emotions aren't being pulled this way or that way because of something somebody said or did or whatever, you know. And I feel like this has been a huge journey for you this year, Sagittarius, through all the readings that I've had for you all. And we have a bear here standing up, and I see just a feeling of success in all of this. We also have some fish. I see some fish jumping, and always with the fish, if you watch the readings, you know the fish are abundance. Always welcome. Always welcome. And I'll tell you what, when you are able to, you know, get your life in such a way where you can also just go to work, you know, where you make your money and your resources without worrying about arguing with your family or your spouse or, you know, the people you work with or whatever, the days feel a lot easier. It's still, you know, it is work. But it is nice to not be in that conflict. And you know, as soon as I get off of work, I'm right back in it. And that is not a fun feeling at all. And I think that, you know, you've really advocated for yourself to kind of get away from all of that. which I love for you, definitely. Now we have a blackbird sitting here on a post, and we have two people who are dancing over here. We have one person who looks like they have kind of the stink eye right over there. And somebody laying down to sleep. We also have another fish. All right, so blackbird message coming through. And you know what? This is funny. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, I feel like in your family, there was a family member who has maybe transitioned, or maybe they're just, more elderly now, who is really kind of the mediator. Very diplomatic about things. If they had an opinion, they did not often share it. And if they did, you knew something was serious, like they were teed off. But I think that you kind of are the one that's stepping into this role now. You're kind of the one that smooths things over, tries to figure out how to align things in such a way that nobody is really like going off on each other, that there aren't any problems, and trying to interpret the things that people are saying and doing, so they feel a little less, intense with the rest of the family. And so this is a big job, okay? I really, I admire being this person. I try to be this person in my own life to some degree. Not always that great at it. I'm more of a retreat for 6 months type of person. But, this is an important role. But just make sure that you are minding your own well-being, okay? Not putting all of yourself into it. The rest, that's where we have the person laying down. Yes, the rest. Making sure that you are getting your vital resources up, taking breaks when you need to, shutting off the phone, don't look at the text when it's, too much. Now, we do have the fish. And again, abundance. I really feel like because this has been a pretty calm period, and if there has been any things, you've just kind of let them, them go. You're not too concerned with the conversations or whatever, people's politics or opinions about things that nobody asked for. And I think that has allowed you to have a lot more time to put into whatever you're doing. If it's a creative project or your spiritual work, interior work. See, I'm going to pour some of that. It's just pouring all over the table. There's the fish, and they are abundant here. And all of the plate, there's the one there, but then on the bowl for sure. So then we have the two people dancing. I feel like there is going to be a really nice and enjoyable season here. Okay, I feel like, you're going to get through it kind of unscathed. I think you're going to have a good time. Things to celebrate, milestones, hopefully, good things, and overall, I just, pretty easy and enjoyable holiday season, whatever those holidays are. If you're not celebrating, then just a beautiful season in general. All right, let's take a look here. We have the Cincy Child affirmation cards, and it says, I believe in myself on the side, which that was kind of the selling point for me. I was like, yes, I do believe in myself. Yes, I will get these cards. All right. And it says, I am abundance. So we're just going to stop where it feels right. I'm going to turn it over and we'll see what it says. It says, I have the strength to encounter anything that comes my way. Yeah. That's the vibe there. And you do it so well. You're not letting it take over. I like it. We could all learn from you, Sagittarius. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you so much for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really helps the channel a lot. And if you have not subscribed, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next videos are coming out. It is free to subscribe. We'd love to have you here at the channel. To join the community, which is growing and growing. A lot of lovely people here. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. They mean a lot to me. They really do. And I'd love seeing you all interact with each other and support each other. That is one of my favorite things. It makes me so happy. So, other than that, if you, that's it. That was the whole thing. So, I love you. We will talk again soon. Again, thank you for watching this bonus reading, Sagittarius, and see you later.